Why, hello there, and welcome everyone to what is most likely our finale in our City of Mist campaign. Shit's about to get real hot. Let's join our friends now. Oh, hi, I'm back from literally 5 seconds ago. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
I know. Sometimes I can hit recording quickly, say the thing, and just jump right in, because I am already prepared! Alrighty, the last literal thing that happened is Xander walked up, down smashed. Azara effectively absorbed it because he's a big nasty bitch. And there's already a hole in the ceiling. He's getting ready to leave. Reginald is no longer bleeding out. He's kind of just, ugh. But in this exact moment, while Azar is somewhat surrounded in shadow, doesn't really seem to be too annoyed by it. He's very happy to be free and is seconds away from just jumping straight up through the ceiling and leaving. I believe Moira and Xander acted last, but I'm not 100% sure.
Did you say he's about to leave?
Yes, right now.
I mean, if nobody else wants to do it, I'll go toe-to-toe.
I mean, I was going to do it.
You know what? You do it then. That
I
sounded kind of weird. It's okay for you to do it. I'm not angry.
I want like a net to block his path.
Alrighty, well, as you are you charging in, or are you doing this from a distance?
I guess technically a distance.
Alright, first roll to defend, then you can roll go toe-to-toe. It's always a fear effect.
Good?
Yes, but you are now racked in fear 3 as you begin to summon up your shadow army to hold Azar back, meaning you are going to have a -3 upon rolling this, going toe-to-toe. You may go ahead and do that. Remember, if you need anyone to help you, they very much can. If you need an ally to help you, they can as well.
Dear God.
Remember, Redaya can heal this from you. You can use allies to stack those buffs, and you should be okay. All right, did you not want help from anybody?
Ooh, what, the names?
I said use B with her, lock us in a little pocket dimension.
Sure. I'll use B.
All right, that will bring you to a 7. You can choose one thing, which is going to be the top one. Achieve your goal. B will indeed move in. We'll say that you used her sword. B will lash out towards Azar, attempting to hold him still as he charges upward. He will lash out at her. While they're fighting, Roxanne, you said you summoned like a shadow net to kind of hold him down, prevent him from leaving?
Yes.
All right. As he jumps up, you do indeed stop him from doing so, but he's going to have a counterattack to this. After he smacks B away from him, she jumps and kind of catches herself on the wall with her legs, getting ready to strike again. His wings go wide within this room, Roxanne. The interior of his wings glow with a bright fury, and a piercing white light covers them. Suddenly, flaming lasers shoot out in all directions, bouncing around the room, but all focused towards you. Please roll face danger again, this time against fire. Alrighty, this will create a new status of burned 3, as it is effectively the exact same thing, except this time it is fire, also 4 damage. You're able to hold him in this room, Roxanne, but you are blasted and you're shot into the back of the room, and he starts cackling to himself as he's ripping himself free of this shadow net. Clearly getting ready to jump out of this room, will not be held for long. What do we all do next?
I clearly throw some potions and good stuff over at Roxanne because she's trembling and quite bruised.
Not great.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and roll me. Change the game.
Buttons.
All your potions, all your heals, all that stuff. Excellent. All right, you have 3 juice. You can either cure burned or racked in fear entirely, or you can kind of half and half it. Up to you.
Half and half it.
We'll go -2 on the burn and -1 on racked in fear. So you have a -1 and a -2. Only one of those take place as you throw multiple potions over to Roxanne. Redaya, you are very much focused. Some of these, Roxanne, you can drink. The others are just splashed upon your skin and make you feel much, much better. Out of Azar's body shoot chains as they lack onto the ceiling, and he gets ready to pull himself up and out and away from this room. Basically bungee cording himself upward.
Roxanne has blocked the way, right?
Yeah, to make this really clear, he's just going to keep doing this over and over and over. So if you wanted to try stopping him from leaving, you can, but he's just going to keep trying to leave over and over and over. So.
Well, I feel like maybe I should just fight him, and then he'll have to fight me.
That is a possibility. Up to you.
He doesn't want to be here, but you know what? Neither does Moira. So she's going to try engaging him then. Just so that we can get things moving.
First roll to defend, and then roll to go toe-to-toe. You can use either B or Isabel to help you, as they are right nearby.
I'm gonna use Isabel's Stand Strong.
You can also use your Focused Mind to defend. So you actually have quite a few. Excellent. All right. On his way out, another aura emanates from Azar, attempting to get you to kneel, Moira, but it does not affect you as you now go toe-to-toe with the big man himself.
I'm like, hey, loser. Well, I'm gonna kick him.
How tall exactly is Azar?
Currently, I'd say he's pretty close to 11 feet tall.
That's because I'm so close to his knees.
Indeed. Your 2 is knocked down to a 1, but all the same, we still have landed a blow on Azar. He's getting ready to fling himself upward and shoot himself out of the ceiling, which he's going to do now after you defend against another physical attack. He is pulling himself, just getting ready to launch through the ceiling, and you come up with a kick, Moira, while you have Isabel and B kind of by your side to help you focus. They're preventing all these little fire whips that are shooting off of his body from striking you. Unfortunately, one comes careening your way. Go ahead and defend against said fire whip.
Can I do something before he flies up?
I'm defending, right?
Yes, you can't stop him, Xander, but you can do something, yes.
Oh.
Holy shit, alrighty. You are able to basically completely ignore the flaming whips as B and Isabel are side by side with you. They block every single one. None of them make contact with you. Before he shoots out the ceiling, Radiah, if you want to throw some healing towards Xander, that'll enable him to strike out.
Can I, since I used all those tags last time, I can't use them again, right?
For you specifically, I'll say you can use them again because you're not engaging with the boss, you're engaging with your allies.
Okay.
And Xander, get ready to roll face danger while she's doing that. Standing in the presence of this thing is not for mere mortals. Most people would just turn to mush. The fact that you're all standing is a testament of your will. Fortunately, Radiah was able to clear you of Shaken, so we no longer need to worry about that. All right, unfortunately, it is back. Same tier, 3. So if you wish to strike, you are more than welcome to. Reminder that you can use George, B, or Isabel as they are all basically in melee range. They're all right next to you.
What tags exactly are they?
Anyone's that sound offensive. So you can use White Paw, Takeon, Senben Sakura. You can use Purging Flames. Stand Strong is for defense, and Focus Stillness is also for defense.
I'm going to pull out my revolver out of my coat holster. Kind of looks like the Trigun revolver. It has some cool anti-demon symbols on the side of it. And also the bullets are all holy and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm going to aim it at Azar and be like, "Be gone, demon!" Hopefully.
Alrighty, as everyone now quickly surrounds him, they all move in to strike at Azar. You can indeed choose to. As he's on the way out, B, Isabel, George, and you, Xander, all of you unload on him. And being surrounded as he is, he's unable to defend himself. And while the fear is beginning to surround you and bring you low, it is not going to completely stave you off. Your bullet strikes true, and you can see it tear into his flesh and rip off some of his black scales, and he howls, but not in pain, in pleasure. And he says, "Yes, I've not felt anything like this in forever. Thank you." And he shoots off into the night.
Freaky. He's just gone?
He's just gone, correct.
Can I jump in my car and try to go after him?
Can I fly after him?
I don't see why not,
I
yeah.
have wings.
Yeah, you can jump right through the ceiling, Moira, and you can see him beginning to fly away. The sky takes on a red hue, and you can see lightning and storms beginning to form around our particular location. And as this is happening, a very large portal, very similar to the one from prior, opens near our tower. You can see off in the distance that more of these portals are beginning to open all around town. As you jump into your car, Xander and Moira, you move off to fly away. George, B, and Isabel all have ways of getting around, so they can basically fly. Don't worry too much about speed and everything. They can very much catch up. They also have wings. Roxanne and Radiah, obviously you guys have access to flying as well, so realistically, that's not too much of a problem. You all see Azar flying off into the night. What do you do?
I'm gonna chase him.
All right, as your group begins to follow him, you realize he is absurdly fast. And as he rips through the night, ashes fall from his wings. Far more than we are anticipating. It's beginning to black out certain areas. As the ashes touch light, it covers bulbs and people's phones as they're walking through the streets and such, and it completely, entirely negates their technology. They're kind of slapping at their phones, and people are trying to, get things to turn on and whatnot, but to no avail. Your mage army also gets up, and they prepare to follow Azar as well, and he flies on over to a fairly grouped up area of individuals, and flying above them, you hear him begin to cackle as all these portals begin to form. You guys can see from the distance, little demons are flitting out from all these portals, including the ones from where you guys just arrived, and they're beginning to fly around. They're not necessarily doing anything horribly malicious at the moment, but you can very much tell they mean harm, and they're laughing just as loud as Azar. As he flies over a group of people, chains shoot out from his body and grab onto all these individuals, and he just starts laughing, saying, "It's party time! Yes!"
So, anybody else feeling wildly underprepared?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Let's just say I were to take Xander's precious item and destroy it. Would that fix the problem, or is it too late?
He has to be willing, he has to do it. It cannot be destroyed, it has to be not sacrificed, but basically used in a magical ritual a very particular way. Only he knows how to do it.
Yeah, so no touchy. Just go kill the demon.
All right, he's got a bunch of people.
It might be the easiest way to kill it by getting rid of that thing to begin with.
Listen, my forefathers and their fathers before them have all dealt with him. I'm not going to be the only one that doesn't deal with him.
But you can end the chain.
Nah.
Yeah, you can make it permanent.
Nah.
Have the courage to do what they didn't.
Nah.
All right, Nah seems to be the answer. What are we doing? He's about to kill a bunch of people.
First and foremost, I'm going to send all my little shadows out to make sure to watch people who die, and I'm going to write down their names and their ages and their families and their addresses and give them all to Xander when this is over, just so you know.
Okay. And how are we stopping him from doing what he's doing?
I'm going to be flying behind him, and I'm going to be shooting at him with a magical gun.
Okay, what's everybody else doing? The allies are going to be slightly behind for this first action.
Yeah, Xander's gonna engage him, yeah?
E.
I'm gonna try buffing him first.
All right, go for it.
You know what? That's a good idea. Can I do that too?
You all can, yeah. He also has Shaken 3, so removing that is going to be pivotal.
What story tag can I use for this?
What are you doing?
Well, I want to give him like a buff in the form of very short-term premonition.
Okay, then you can use all the tags that basically deal with that. Harbinger of Doom, Gut Feeling, Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. Probably not Doom, the other two.
Do you mean like the echo?
You could see it that
way? Well, I wasn't thinking about it like that, but sure.
Yes, I would use those two tags.
Gut Feeling and Self-Fulfilling Prophecy.
Bingo. All right, we can make a tag and also make it permanent.
Let's call it the Echo then.
Call it Focused Echo.
Can I have some of my little friends wiggle into his mind to share some of my obsessions so that he's super hyper focused to get rid of the fear?
Yes. Oh, you're trying to get rid of
Did you call it? Did you call it your obsession?
My obsession is to figure out. It is related to my power, but I figure I can just use the feeling of obsession to strike his focus.
All right, and this is to remove the fear, right?
Yeah.
2 juice, we can do 2. I'll knock it down to Shaken 1. Much better. And Radiah, would you like to do anything as you're moving forward with the group?
One of you guys got burned by doing stuff. So can I just throw some sort of fire resistance, burn resistance out on them?
Yeah, go for it. That can be potion form or magic form, your choice.
Yeah.
Whichever unless you roll the most tags.
Alchemy.
Go for it. It's not healing, so you can't use that, but you can use everything else.
Oh, well then it'd be maybe about the same too.
Excellent. And you're trying to basically give people like a fire resistance?
Yeah.
Okay. You can
specifically Xander, because he's right there about the...
So you now have a permanent fire resist and focused echo, and your shaken is reduced. You're going to move in to strike at Azar again, Xander. Like I said, the team has not yet caught up, so it's basically just you, Moira, Radiah, and Roxanne.
Yeah. So I'm attacking him again?
You're defending and then attacking, correct. All right, Shaken will go back to Trace. And as you feel the fear waves emanate once again, Xander, you may indeed strike at Azar. Now, Focused Echo, I can say you can use for offense or defense. That is up to you. I left it vague on purpose. All right, you do have to take the -3 from the debuff, and that does unfortunately bring it down to a 6. So as you move forward, you're using your gun again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, You whip out the gun, and as you fire, the bullets seem to go and move astray around Azar. And as he is laughing, the multiple things are going to happen. First and foremost, the demons are going to begin to culminate as they swirl and form around a building that is of considerable height over off to the side. So they're close enough that you guys can interact with them, but they are most assuredly not too close to Azar, although there are some floating around him. Your bolts do take out some of the little demons, but once again, they seem to enjoy it as well. The demons off to the side begin doing something with the building. It looks as if they are basically forming a giant flaming saw made of like chains and such to rip this building in half and cut it down. It's going to be falling onto, from what you guys can tell, another group of people that is down below, but a separate group of people from below Azar. This group of people, though, unfortunately, as Azar begins to cackle at the bolts and such, missing him, the chains are going to strip these people of their flesh and just completely set them on fire. And as they experience this pain, they scream out. Azar screams out as well, seeming to very much enjoy this, and paying your group no mind. He flies over to the building, basically to dropkick it over.
Am I able, when it's my turn again, am I able to do like a spell around my mind to block out his little fear thingy that I have to roll every time?
As of current, there is no way to stop rolling against that. That is just going to be his effect. Until basically something changes, right now he is just far too powerful, and he's only getting stronger. As you guys can see, he's getting larger and larger. That would be either a stop holding back or something along those lines. Something really, really, really big to basically completely remove our mechanic from him. And as this is happening, he's moving to knock over that building. What are we all thinking? What are we doing?
Can I create a shadow portal to prevent him from kicking the building? You know, like right where he's about to kick, he instead kicks the portal and his foot comes out somewhere else.
That sounds familiar.
You can definitely do that. It's going to be the same roll we've been doing. First roll to defend, then go toe-to-toe.
I didn't know Roxanne was the spot.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been thinking of the Portal games, but close enough.
Or general Looney Tunes logic. By this point, George was riding on the back of Isabel. They have caught up, and Bee is just running up behind you guys. She's basically made a wave of these Sakura petals, and she's floating up behind y'all. Alrighty, fortunately you rolled very high. You completely avoid the fear effect.
Can I treat this one as a surprise from behind because it just popped into existence?
As you've not used it against him before, sure. Remember to use the negative you have on you. So with a 7, basically you can either choose to accomplish your goal, which is going to be stop him, but he is going to strike you back. So you can pick one of those options. I assume you're going to accomplish your goal?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. As he goes to dropkick this building, you do indeed summon a giant portal of darkness that he just kind of drop kicks into and then comes out another direction. We'll say he comes out the other side of the building, and he's expected to have indeed come through the building, and he's like, yes! And more of these like flaming chains cut off of him as he turns around to watch the building fall over, and it does not. In his rage, he snarls and comes flying towards you, Roxanne, chains leaking off of his fingers like extensions of his body, and he lashes out at you. Please roll to defend against flame. Isabel's nearby, so you can have her help if you'd like.
All right, well, brother will help me.
And while this is happening, Reginald is watching from the window of the building, seemingly mostly recovered, looking at your group with disdain in his face for this Azar, who's now causing more and more damage.
Am I allowed to call my dad?
Very much so, yes. All right, that will increase your burned to a burned 3, as she's able to help a little bit, but even the flaming aura that she surrounds you with, Roxanne, is not enough to stop these chains as they cut through and they smash into you. You go flying backwards and you bounce off a building, but you're able to kind of balance yourself as your shadows catch you, the glass behind you shattering. Xander, as you ring up your father, he answers very quickly. Most of your mages have caught up by now, and they're kind of at the floor level trying to kill these smaller demons. And Azar is looking toward this building that's slowly being cut over. They are continuing to saw and saw and saw, and now Azar is looking towards your compatriots. What do you do, Xander?
Talk to my father on the phone.
What are you saying to him?
So, remember when you talked about the other Azar eye?
Yes, my son.
Well, some rich idiot over here somehow found it, and long story short, he released Azar.
I mean, that's precisely how it works, son. I explained that to you. The Eye will always find a way to escape. You should not blame the individual who found it. It's out of their control. It is fate itself.
Well, I'm ringing you to see, what's a good thing to do attack-wise against Azar?
some of the most powerful magics you can possibly think of, son, and pray, honestly. I did say it is incredibly difficult, if not nigh impossible, to actually take him down, at least without casualties. I told you we lost countless people of our order.
So he doesn't have like a weakness.
Of course not, no. Why would he have a weakness?
Oh, everything has a weakness. Superman has a weakness.
True, but that's seeing things too simply. I guess our weakness is that we are made of flesh and die when we are cut or burned, but Azar is not human. It is more of your fighting is Avatar as of current. It's weaker than the actual Azar itself, but effectively the weakness would be sealing it away again, defeating it in combat. Force of will, essentially, not giving up.
Well, I guess I'll just hit it with more magic and see how that goes.
Unfortunately, that is indeed what we had to do.
All right, well, I'll call you once Demon's dead.
All right, be careful.
Where is he right now?
He is currently whipping these chains, and he's looking down at your mage friends.
I'm going to shoot lightning at him.
Alrighty, same song and dance.
Is B and what's-his-face here yet?
Everybody's here. Yep, they all arrived.
Wow.
Sometimes Snake Eyes.
Yow.
Fortunately, it's not that much worse, actually. Your shaken 3 goes to a shaken 4. Like I mentioned before, you won't be rolling at a -4. Now, Xander, on Jasper, he has a tag called Damage 3. You'll be using that. It's only a -3, which is still not
Am I
great.
still allowed to hit him with lightning, or?
Very much so, yeah. The only downside of that is you take the full hit. Your body feels slow, Xander. You're beginning to lose the feeling in the tips of your fingers, but you can still move forward.
Lightning bolt.
So B and Isabel will be moving in to assist you, as will Whitepaw. He'll jump off one of the buildings, Whitepaw that is, riding on the wave of little petals, as a B jumps in as well. Isabel begins to surround him in flame to confuse him for a moment. And as he does, your bolt of lightning strikes the chest of Azar, and he'll take an extra +1 to that bonked. And right after that, his chains shoot down, and he grabs onto about 5 of your mages as they begin to also fire lightning up the chains in order to take him out, but he's currently seemingly unaffected by it, and he's slowly pulling them in like various fish. He's like, oh, yes, keep feeding me. More of that, worms. All right, you see Azar doing his thing. You see this building that's getting ready to topple. What are y'all doing?
I had an idea. Tell me if it's possible.
Sure.
If I push myself, could I bring him, us, and all our little helpers into my realm?
When you say your realm, what do you mean by that?
Limbo. Away from the city, where it won't get damaged any more than it already is.
I'm going to say yes, but you might not want to roll this. Only because... So there's 3 levels. There's Significant, No Return, and Ultimate. You are trying to pull an incredibly powerful being and all of his little shits, and everyone else into a pocket dimension that they cannot resist. I don't want to say that's ultimate, but it's probably significant.
Which does what to me?
Sorry, it's not significant. It's no return. So on a no return, stop holding back, the mixed result is you have to replace one of your themes. You lose it entirely after the roll.
I'm going to lose it anyway from fading.
Well, you can always remove fade when you level. On a 10+, so if you fully succeed, you mark, crack, or fade and burn all those power tags. And a failure...
So I lose it either way.
When they're burned, well, yeah, I guess technically, yeah, for all intents and purposes, you lose the whole thing for the day, yeah. A failure is very, very bad. Not death, but close to it. Ultimate would be death.
This will save a lot of lives, though, right?
So I will say yes, but at the same time, I'll be blunt. There's no way you can take him, all of his little dudes, for long. It's still gonna be timed.
I don't need his little dudes. I just want him and our little dudes.
Okay. So the little demons will stay outside. They're still going to cause havoc, unfortunately. But
that's fine. Mario and all of them are around to help. I'm sure they'll jump into action.
Yes, that very much can be the case. Now, I will say, this will also be timed, so he'll only be in here for so long. It'll be enough time for you guys to do what you need to do, though. So I will add that.
I'm going to do it.
All right. I pray your dice are not mean. There are no modifiers to
He
this.
does whatever this is. Can I try to heal her up again?
Yes, you definitely can. Go ahead and do that first. There's no way to help Roxanne in the roll, but you very much can help. All right, with 3 juice, we can do the same thing again. I'll reduce 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 and 1 by 1. That way they're both just individual -1s, which is not that bad. You're feeling much better, Roxanne, as... Go ahead and do the roll first, and we'll narrate what this looks like.
Which one do you want me to do?
Go ahead and do no return. So dramatic sounding.
I don't roll any extra tags with this, right?
No positives, no negatives. It's pure luck. Holy shit. All right. So which one were you using? Mobility or conjuration?
Actually, could I use conjuration? Because I'm technically bringing him to my home realm.
I'll let you choose because both of those suck for you. Your choice.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to bring him out of the city and into limbo. So that we're not distracted with buildings and random passerbys.
Smart.
You're not going to die, though, right?
No, she rolled a 10. She's good.
Okay.
Are you going with conjuration?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and mark fade, and it burns every single tag on that list, unfortunately. So, Roxanne, after Radaya throws you some juice in order to help you focus a bit, you step back for a second, seeing that Azar is incredibly powerful. You know that you can't pull his little demons away, more flitting out. Hopefully someone sees them. Hopefully someone comes here to stop. But you need to get him away from the city ASAP. And as you do, all of your shadow soldiers, unfortunately, this is going to include your brother, are going to basically charge forward.
That's all right. He's not gone forever.
Nope, not gone forever. Just burned temporarily. You lose.
Yeah,
God, I got worried.
He's just very tired.
You lose temporary access to Jasper. They all charge Azar, and he's just having a shitty little laugh as he's slowly fishing up these individuals, all these old mages. He pulls one up, and he just rips him in half and starts drinking the blood as he just lets it pour down his body. But more of these little shadow dudes start getting around him. Another mage gets pulled up, and as he's panicking and freaking out, Azar goes to smash him in his hand like a potato. But no, one of your little shadow guys grabs him away, and he punches himself in the palm and looks at it and goes, what? And as he begins to look around, suddenly he is surrounded. Jasper looks to Azar, smiles, turns and looks to you, Roxanne, and suddenly things slow for just a moment. For you specifically, Roxanne, you can see this. Azar is staring at you, Jasper staring at you, and in the distance you can see a strike of lightning that has frozen. So has the rain. You're actually finding you can no longer breathe. With your brother looking at you, giving you a smile, everything hurts all over. And you feel a hand on your shoulder. You can't turn, but the figure steps into view next to you, Roxanne. And you can see that Reginald is next to you. He's holding that spectral dagger in his hand. And you can see from his elbow down, his skin is completely like sucked to the bone. He looks dry, well beyond any livable age, like a mummy. And he looks over to Azar. He speaks and says, so this is the way it's going to be then, yes? And suddenly, time begins again. Reginald now standing next to you. Your brother looks to you, Roxanne, and says, try not to get hurt without me, all right?
What?
Stay safe, little sis. And as he says that, Azar just goes, what? And suddenly, a black orb is summoned in front of Azar. In an instant, it extends past all of you. No one can move fast enough to react to this. And then snaps shut. The demons are still behind. Some of the mages fall. They're able to catch themselves with magic. Unfortunately, this building is indeed coming down, but it's going to do so slowly. And at this moment, yeah, we're effectively in a little black void, I guess.
I'm gonna need you to give me the lonely negative tag, please.
So is it just Azar and Roxanne, or are all of us there?
All of us. I'm not taking this fool out by my lonesome. You crazy?
I was wondering. I didn't want to, you'd be there by yourself.
All right, she is indeed not there by herself. Everyone is summoned, but they are somewhat scattered. This realm is strange, Roxanne. You've not visited it too many times. But Azar begins to look around, and he seems very disappointed as he looks towards you. He says, is this your doing, little one?
Yeah?
You're stopping me from my feast?
Damn straight. Starved to death.
I'm going to make sure you enjoy the show.
Oh, I will.
And now you can tell Azar is almost primarily focused on Roxanne. As you notice, upon being pulled into this realm, there's nothing around him. There's only the light that emanates from Azar. Otherwise, we're all wreathed in pitch black darkness.
Can I pull my sword out and charge at him?
You very much can. As you charge at him, he charges at Roxanne. There's not really a floor here or anything in particular, but you guys know if you think, calmly enough, you can float in place effectively.
Don't worry, Roxanne, I come save you.
Ready? You are still shaken 4. It is not bad, but it is indeed getting there. I mentioned your fingers are feeling cold. Everything around you is beginning to feel cold, Xander.
Cold like death.
Indeed.
Well, can I help her out?
Xander is in the middle of attacking, so he's going to do that first. And then are you helping Roxanne?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What are you doing to help her?
Well, you said she's lonely, right?
I mean, yeah.
Because all the
So-
shadows.
When I pull my sword out, I'm going to spell cast big energy-based construct around my sword so my sword gets like kind of bigger, and I'm going to like do a spinning attack or lunging attack on him.
You charge in, and he is indeed going for Roxanne. You're not able to stop this, so his attack is going to follow through. Moira, whatever you're preparing to help Roxanne with, go ahead and roll change the game to do that, as he'll be striking here in just a second. You're charging this massive sword, Xander.
Yeah.
All right, as you charge in with this massive sword, Whitepaw moves around to attempt to distract him. George runs up and he tries to like fly over onto one of his wings, pull him back, adjust Azar in any way that he can. Isabel's doing the same thing with the other wing, and Bee's just trying to surround him with bullshit and do everything she can to kind of stop him, slow him down. And with all of you striking, Azar blocks your blade with his own. He smiles widely, but your blade phases through his as you're able to basically turn it off for a second and then turn it back on. And he kind of goes, huh! And then you slash right down his chest, his black scales tearing off, blood gushing forth, and he howls again. Not in agony, but in so much just exultation. He's enjoying this, yes! And he will take another, a +1, as he smiles widely at you, Xander, and he begins to shake everyone off him, and as he does, the chains that were dangling off his fingers, he swings them at you, Xander. So go ahead and roll face danger against this. It is indeed a flame attack. So now you can use fire resist. You can also use Isabel because she's nearby. And then as he's charging, Reginald moves towards you quickly, Roxanne, and he whispers in your ear, answer me quickly. Why do you have my son? How did you achieve that?
I pulled his essence from the graveyard, what was left over of it anyway.
And how does that work precisely? Roxanne, you're going to be dodging this in a second as well, so get ready to do just that.
All right, well, I guess I'm going to be answering this question a bit more panicky than I actually sound.
Definitely, but Reginald's looking at you like, don't look away from me. I'll help if I can, but I need this answer right now.
If I see their death, I can access their soul. Well, memories of their soul, but I need to know them as a person in order for them to be like themselves. Moira helped with memories. She can see the past, or visions of the past.
He holds a finger out to stop you. Understood. And he's looking at you, dead serious. He says, so if you see me die, you'll have a shadow of me, yes?
I'll nod.
Excellent.
Wait, why?
He doesn't answer. He turns to look at Azar as he swings out with these flaming chains. Xander, they wrap around you and burn into your flesh. One of the mages is still stuck and wrapped up in this chain. As he's burning, you're able to kind of reach in and rip the chains free, and you free one of your allies, and he's in pain but not dead. He lands, somewhere in this like black void, so you're able to save one of your compatriots, but you will indeed take a 4 status, which I guess is not too big of a deal because you already have one, of burned. They don't add, by the way. They're just 2 separate statuses. Technically, not so bad. You already had a 4 status.
Oh my gosh. Stop getting hurt, everybody.
All right, Moira, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
What were you doing to defend Roxanne?
I'm not necessarily defending her. I'm trying to give her a buff.
Okay, and what are you giving her to defend? Like a focus something?
Yeah, can I do the tri-focus deco for her too?
Go nuts. And then Redeye, if you want to get someone healed up, you can start clicking that as well. If you're thinking something, you can kind of just shout it out. It takes a second to actually do the roll, so you can do that, prep your roll, and we can kind of just like boom, 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 knock them out.
Well,
Alrighty, we got 3 juice, so we can use 3 individual things. So what exactly are we trying to add? Like focused?
Yes, I want to give her like that short-term premonition thing so that
Okay.
maybe she can like have his blow glance off
Sure. Well,
versus, head-on strike.
so I'll give her focus sight. I'll say you can remove Racked in Fear 1, just because that's kind of the thing you do, and you have 1 more juice to give somebody else a temporary tag. It can be the same thing, focus sight, on whoever you want.
Who's attacking him? Just Xander?
Yes.
I'll give it to him.
Thanks.
Alrighty, Radia, did you want to, well, actually, if you're going to heal someone, you can heal, probably Xander, because, actually, Roxanne's not that hurt. So, Roxanne, go ahead and roll me that defend. And then, Radia, you can roll yours as well.
All right. Can I use move in shadows and move every tiny movement around me? Because this is technically my realm.
This is all shadows, baby. Go nuts. All right, they'll increase your burned to a burned trace, which is not so bad. You're able to mostly dodge this. Flames look out at you, Roxanne, and burn your flesh. Reginald sort of begins to move around. Azar's not really looking at him, and you're not entirely sure why, but there is a teal glow about Reginald. You can tell that all the various powers that he boosted, he's like cycling through. He has a temporary version of each of them. He's focusing on doing a something. So, Radia, go ahead and make your roll. Excellent. 3 juice. Do we want to split that as well on Xander?
Yeah, somehow. Well, I can't get rid of one of them completely.
Indeed, and no matter what, one will always take place. Basically, the way the rule works is the worst debuff you have is always the one that's selected. So if you have a -1 to -3, you basically ignore the -1 and only take the -3. So that definitely does help a wee bit. And after he strikes you down to the question mark floor that isn't there, Roxanne, Azar flies upwards, spreads his wings wide. They begin to light again. And you can tell he's not focusing on any one of you, but all of you. What do we do?
Well, I wish I could help.
So he's focusing on all of us?
Yep, that fire laser that he shot towards you, Moira, that only hit you, is going to now bounce around the room and hit literally everyone.
Not much I can do there.
Can I shoot him with something?
With the intent to do what?
Damage?
Go for it. Now, I will say, Roxanne, his growth has slowed ever so slightly in this realm, but he is still getting slightly larger. All right, the dice are being mean today, but I guess unfortunately, all that does is undo Radia's heal. The coldness returns back to you, Xander, as you are shaken 4, but you can still go toe-to-toe with this thing. Can you debuff him? I mean, he has Surrounded in Shadow right now. Any of you can use that, but once you do, it's gone, so that's never gone away. So he does have a debuff on him, but in order to debuff him, you do have to get around his fear. Anything you interact with him, fear. If you buff each other, no fear.
I'm gonna conjure big magical gun thingy to shoot him.
Big nasty shot, go for it. Alrighty, that is still a 13 because you rolled a flat 10, which is fantastic. Use a giant machine gun, basically?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, you just unload on this fool, bringing his status from a bonked 3 to a 4, and it doesn't need to strike him. He will not immediately lash out at you, Xander. First, before his wings go off, he is pelted just one at a time, and his flaming chains shoot at you, Xander. But you've been struck by these sons of bitches more than once, so you're able to basically skate along them, and you continue shooting your weapon as you're running up along these chains. Just and it's shooting up his body, piercing holes in his wings. And he smiles widely at this, looking down at you all. Moira, you said you wanted to debuff him before he does this?
I did want to debuff him, but I know that it's a risk to try getting around the fear. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Go for it. You do have Focus Mind.
Isabel is there, right?
Isabel's near you guys, yeah. She's near Xander, so she can definitely help.
I guess B is a little too far away.
Technically, they all moved near Xander in order to help with that last attack, so as long as you're near Xander, you'd be fine.
All right.
Interestingly, neither of you have taken any damage. You and Radia.
Knock on wood. So nervous.
I believe.
Could be better.
That's not bad.
-1 tier.
Yep, you are now shaken 3 as the fear begins to rock through you, Moira. You've spread fear to others before, but this is on a whole nother level. You're going to go ahead and debuff him, roll me, change the game, and you'll have to use that shaken 3.
Okay.
How are you debuffing, by the way?
So I don't want to fear him, but I do want to send like flashes of disturbing imagery, not to scare him, just to distract him.
Sure, you've kind of done illusions before, so you can definitely do that.
Am I able to assist with her doing that or no?
Let her roll first, only because helping change the game is always weird, and sometimes doesn't need to be helped.
Is it dark in here?
Oh yeah, it's pitch black. The only light's really coming from Azar.
And just think, this is the place of where dead people reside, so you could have a lot of horrible things from this place.
Ooh, nice. Are there any other tags that I can use? I've
No?
got Harbinger of Doom, Self-Fulfilling Prophecy, Better in Low Light. But is there anything else? Because that -3 is gonna
I mean, yeah,
hurt.
it's not going to be great. Unsettling Aura.
I'll do Unsettling Aura.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you get 1 juice. Technically, you can't help Roxanne. It will put you in danger, and will only give her 1 more juice, so it's up to you.
Okay, but 2 juice is not bad.
Would it benefit her to have another juice?
So I'm giving him a tag called Illusions, which is temporary and surrounded in shadow. He is going to shoot the fire right now, so everyone get ready to defend against flames. Now, we can't use every single character to help us defend, of course. So we'll have to kind of like spread them out effectively. For defense, they really can't help you. Isabel can help 1 person, and that's basically it. The other 2 are going to have to defend on their own. If you get 1 more juice, Roxanne, you succeed, then she can use it to reduce her own shaken status by 1. But that's basically all it would do. Or a temporary buff to somebody.
Sure.
All right, same thing. Change your game. What are you doing to help exactly?
Our friendship.
Yes, the power of friendship. Lots of dead friends.
Well, all right then. We wouldn't use Move in the Shadows. That's still pretty good. So we can use that to reduce her shaken by 1. And as your shadow allies begin to assist Moira, she's able to steady herself ever so slightly as suddenly little illusions begin to surround Azar. And he seems somewhat confused, but you know what? I'll just kill all of you. Why not? So more and more flames begin to culminate as clearly he's going to be aiming at some of these illusions along with your group. Before you select any outside tags, everyone prepare to roll. Actually, you know what? Without rolling anything, just roll to defend. Or I guess get ready to roll to defend. And this is specifically against a beam of flame, basically, that's launching from his wings. If anyone has few tags to defend against that, let me know, and we can use Isabel's or the ones that are on him, because they are a one-time use only. You obviously all can't click them, but we're all defending at once, so it's a little sloppy.
I don't have any.
Okay, then you're most likely going to be using Isabel or Roxanne, so Roxanne? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's defending against flames. You don't have anything for that. So Roxanne, go ahead and use the Purging Flames with Isabel. And Roxanne, you made Surrounded in Shadow, so use that one too. That is your tag.
Oh.
And then Xander, Radiah, and Moira, how are we looking on flaming defense? I know Moira's looking pretty good. Sorry, Radiah's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I have fire resist and my stone skin.
Perfect. +2 is excellent.
I've got 1, which is Focus Mind.
Okay, if you want.
Actually, no, I have I have like self-defense, right? Situational awareness and stuff.
You can use situational awareness, but not self-defense because you're being shot by a laser.
I'm not in fight. You are correct.
You can use your own illusion that you just made.
You know what? I will unfortunately have to use that.
And then Xander, you have tons. You have fire resist, you got your magic shield, you got focus echo, so you got all that. You should be set. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll. Okay, I was most worried about yours because you already have a Flameo on you. Alrighty, all of you were able to completely stop this. Moira, you're able to see ahead and dodge. Xander, you as well, along with your magics.
Can I throw a middle finger out while I'm dodging?
100%. Roxanne, same with you. Isabel's able to surround you in flames. Some of them ricochet off. As they're striking through these various illusions, there's far too many of them, and unfortunately, one of these lasers is cut astray. Dragon tries to jump in the way to block it, but he's unable to do so as it weaves under his neck and past his wing and strikes you in the chest, Radiah. You can mostly resist some of this, but it is a burn as if you've never felt it before. It is deep and it singes. You now have burned 3 on you.
Oh, wait.
Big owie. And with that, Azar begins to laugh and look around. He's like, all right, I'm bored here. Time to leave. And he begins to kind of flit around and see, like, where can I start clawing to get my way out of here?
Can I shoot him again?
You very much can.
So we have all defended, and now we are in the next stage where we're either defending or, like, buffing or attacking?
Yeah.
So I would like to give Roxanne, I want to see if I can get the focus sight better because she doesn't have any defensive tags right now.
Okay. If you do roll high, you can make any current tag a permanent tag. So she didn't use it.
Right. And I want to see if I can make it permanent.
You can definitely do that.
If I don't make it, if it's not able to be made permanent, can I make her a second tag?
Yes and no. The problem is we can't stack tags with the same thing just over and over and over. So you can either give it to someone else, or you can, you can't reduce her burn.
Or would come up with something different to give her?
It'd have to be something different that isn't also future sight.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't use the same tags you just used to defend. But you rolled pretty good, actually. Actually, you rolled, with 11, no matter what, you nailed it. All right, again, Xander, you're able to stand strong as you prepare to strike out against Azar. It seems as if he's not paying attention, but you get a feeling that he's got eyes in the back of his head, possibly literally.
Hold up, wait, let me heal you. It's
Go
good
for it.
and bad.
Roll for heal. All right, Dragon's able to deliver the goods, Xander. You're feeling a little better. All right, and again with the blast.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Everyone's going to go ahead and move on in to basically get in his way to stop him from doing whatever the hell he's trying to do right now. White Paw is the law.
Never mind.
What was that roll for?
Giving Roxanne a buff.
Giving Roxanne a buff. All right, we'll address that in a moment.
I wanted to get that out there before we had to move on, just in case it was bad or good.
No worries. As you move in, and again, Xander, just unload on this guy. We'll add a +3 to him, which takes his bonk from a +4 to a +5. He is not out, but my God, he is suddenly hurting, but he stretches as you just tear chunks of skin off him, just bullets railing against his flesh, tearing off his scales, and he's taking immense amounts of damage, but all the same, seems to be enjoying it a little too much. He fires forward as you're shooting at him, Xander. Just Moira, you're attempting to help Roxanne in something bad. In a second's going to happen. And despite all logical sense, Roxanne, Azar finds the end or a wall within this black space. And he doesn't bounce off it, but his wings buffet against it. And he goes, oh, all right. And with flaming claws, he shoves them in and begins to rip open a space in front of him. And you're shooting him in the back. He's like, oh, yes, a little to the left, a little to the right. Yeah, baby. And you are just taking chunks out of him, Xander, as he starts pulling this hole open, and it kind of cricks and cracks. He goes, this doesn't seem like the right spot. He kicks off the wall, flies towards you, Xander, and just breathes a gout of flame at you. Please roll me face danger against a flame attack, Xander, and then I will resolve Moira's roll. While you are indeed surrounded in flames, Xander, you are not taken down. They surround and they burn, but for now, you are indeed still standing. As he flies past you, two things are going to happen with this hard move. One of them going to be his intent, and the other, the action. He reaches the other side, punching it as he passes you, Xander, hitting another wall, and his fist goes clear through it. As he pulls it away, you guys can see the sparkling lights of the city, but you can see flames and lightning, and there's horrible things going on outside this bubble, Roxanne. He begins to rip open from this spot, and as he does, he begins to grow and grow and grow. All the various wounds on his body begin to contort, and the massive coral horns that he had get longer and longer, and they begin to shoot off into just random, nonsensical directions. These wounds begin to sprout this dark coral, and he writhes along with it, kind of hubbing to himself as he zips over here at light speed. Moving on to the center of the room, or what would be the room, you see Reginald. And suddenly, Azar seems somewhat aware of his presence. He turns for a moment to look at him like, how'd you get in here? And Reginald's effectively ignoring him, looking at your group, looking to each individual. He looks over to George, as if to say, I'm truly sorry. Isabel, it was nice working with you. And your group. So he gives you a nod. And looking to you specifically, Roxanne, he says, I'd like you to watch carefully, please. Do not blink.
I nod.
And Azar starts chuckling to himself like, who's this idiot? Oh, right. You're my little puppet. You here to tussle as well? And before that sentence finishes, it barely trails off. Suddenly, time stops again. Your breath is caught in your throat. Reginald slowly moves toward Azar, one step at a time. Every single step causes his body to rot away. He's growing older and older at a rapid pace. His hair quickly graying, then falling out. And as he moves over to Azar, he's also frozen. Confused, but enjoying it. Why not? This is fun. And he smiles, barely able to move. His head looks down as a smile widens. Reginald looks up to Azar, takes the knife, and you can see visions of all the individuals that Reginald spoke with. You see other faces powers. Maybe from another time, from another attempt. But they all culminate into this knife. And as they do, Reginald looks up to this thing, looks back to you, Roxanne, nods, and all at once, time unfreezes as he stabs Azar in the chest with this knife. It sinks in rather easily, primarily due to all the damage you've done to Azar. You've peeled off his armor. He has many open, seeping wounds. And as it sucks into him, a shock fires through Azar's body. Various waves flow through him. He shrinks for a moment, grows, shrinks again, and looks incredibly confused. All in this moment when time returns, as Reginald is looking at you, Roxanne, eyes locked to yours. It all catches up with him all at once. And with a sad smile on his face, you can tell he's not looking at you, Roxanne, but he's looking beyond you, at an image behind you. And you can see the love of a father as he fades to dust.
I snatch at his essence.
You feel that old sting, Roxanne, having witnessed another death. And somewhere, deep down, maybe not here, as we've messed with something we should not have touched on today, Roxanne, but you'll be fine tomorrow. You can tell Reginald will be with you forever. And all of you can tell something horrible happened to Azar. Something real, not gravy, one might say. And with this, maybe some of this pain isn't quite as enjoyable, or something just feels generally off. He swings at this barrier that you created, Roxanne, and it shines with a teal sheen, seemingly stopping his fist and his whips. As he looks back to you all, going forward, whatever you defend, you'll also have to use your weakness tags, as now Azar is pissed, and he's coming for your heads. What do y'all do next?
Well, what's my hard move?
That was the hard move. All that.
That's really
Can I
depressing.
plunge my sword into his chest?
You very much can.
Well, I'm going to try attacking him too.
Okay.
Maybe it's not good then.
Like,
well, I'll have to use them anyway, right?
Like all four?
With any singular negative you have, so burned, shaken, you'll have to use it for every roll going forward. This room is heating up, and his presence is no longer just emanating from him. He is forcing it upon you.
Shaken. What are my other negatives?
Your only negative right now is shaken 2. And Xander's, because Radai healed you, your worst one is burned 2, which is not too bad. So all that will do is bring your shaken 2 to be shaken 3. As you charge towards him, Xander. If you're going to attack as well, Moira, you can also get in on this.
Can I use B and... No, Isabel's all the way on the other side, right? Are either of them close enough to me to use those?
In terms of where people are currently situated, okay, so I might be counting this wrong. You can only use 1 tag per person. So I'll just I'll give you Tikion, Moira, and I'll give White Paw to Xander.
Okay. I don't think this is going to be good. Oh, okay.
Wow, really?
Interesting.
Okay, so technically, Tikion, you wouldn't have used that to defend. That's a fear effect. So you just rolled boxcars and got past that, basically.
Oh, perfect. So I'll
Yeah.
use Tekion when I attack him, though.
Yes, I assume you're moving in to physically strike him?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to please do that. Both of you moving in. You move in tandem with George Kim to strike out at Azar.
Incredible how I keep...
So unfortunately, you did not use your shaken, so that actually brings it to a hard move.
Dang it.
It's all good. So 2 things are going to happen as you move in to strike. Xander, is this another one of your massive spectral blades?
Yeah.
All right. You meet with Azar and your blades clash and just completely going off. White Paw jumps onto his arm, slowing him down, and you're able to sneak in slash after slash after slash, and he's knocking you back. He's getting larger and larger. You can feel his flaming essence begin to overwhelm you, but you do not relent or stop. You continue striking at Azar, and you're able to sneak in 2 harm. Xander, go ahead and roll against a flaming sword this time. And Moira, unfortunately, the hard move I'm going to employ here is as you move in with George, Moira, you're going to also have to face danger against, we'll say, the flaming whip for Moira and a flaming sword for Xander. And the hard move is going to be as George moves in with you, he sees this whip fire at both of you. It cracks out. Lightning and heat fill the room. It's almost unbearable. The first strike misses, the second strike misses, and 2 of you see, this is the opportune time to move in. But Azar was planning for this. And as you both barely make contact with him, fist and feet flying all the same, George can see at the last second the whips are coming for your throat, Moira. They do not make contact, and they will not make contact, as George will move in, and he'll take the hit for you.
No! What?
It'll wrap around him, and Azar will throw him across the room. George is not dead, but he's seemingly
Out
unconscious.
of commission?
Out of commission.
Okay.
And with that, White Paw disappears. So Moira, go ahead and roll me to face danger as well. And then Roxanne and Radiah, let me know what you're doing. Azar looks like he's on his last leg. He has 5 status right now, +2. He just needs not a small hit, either a multitude of small hits or a good big hit, and he's going to go down. Holy shit, an 11.
Can I create a spear and just launch it at him?
If you're going for a straight attack, yes. Remember that you can burn tags if you have a tag that makes sense for that. I don't think you have one, unfortunately.
I do not.
You can always make tag and then burn it, which is really weird, but you can definitely do that. If you want to just roll for the attack, you're more than welcome to. All right, roll to defend first, though. Wow, did you really roll it just flat?
I did.
Oh my god, that's depressing. You really
I
have
thought that was a bold choice,
you really
personally.
have no tag. Well, you have moving shadows.
Does that count here?
You're in shadows, right?
Technically.
Okay. So first and foremost, I guess lucky for you, you'll get shaken 3, but you already have a 3 tag, so you don't need to worry about that. You're burned 3 and shaken 3. In terms of tags that you can actually use, move in shadows for attack, right? You have focus sight, and I think that's it.
All right. Yeah, I'll use focus sight. That makes sense.
So you can use focus sight and move in shadows because we are indeed surrounded by shadows. You're able to quickly scoop up a shadow spear and huck it at Azar. It's only going to do 1 harm, but every little 1 matters, as does 2 minus 1. And it sticks into him. And instead of falling out of his body, it just wedges directly into his chest, and he just keeps moving on forward. His whips are cracking. There's lightning filling the room, and everything's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. You can feel, Roxanne, that if you're not going to let him out, he'll just cook you all. Just turn into a microwave. Why not?
All right. Cool.
And you can all feel this is going to get very bad very soon, unless we do something about it. Either releasing it, leaving, or killing him. Radiah, I don't think you rolled in a little bit, Radiah. What are you thinking? What you doing?
Thinking either try to heal people up, or if he's that close, to see what I can throw out here.
He's definitely getting there. You'll have to roll to defend first, and then to attack, but you most definitely can. It is against a fear effect, which is a little rough, but we do have Isabel and B still up.
Dragon, rock the dragon.
Yeah, you can also, if you want, you can burn a single tag, Fierce Dragon, if you want, to defend, and the dragon can basically eat the hit for you if you want.
No, I'm planning on using him to help me with the hit, with the attack.
Then don't do that. You can burn, if you want, you can burn a tag that you're not going to use. That makes sense to stop psychic, Oh. It does give you a flat 10.
Wait, but doesn't the tag have to be related to what she wants to do?
Yeah, she has Alchemy Toolkit. She has I have something for that. She can burn one of those, and then defend, and then roll with Dragon and Fire to attack.
Okay, I guess I could use, because Stone Skin is not going to help me against a psyche attack.
Yeah, definitely
so
not.
Something for that. Let me dig in my kit for I have something for that, and I hit the fire button.
Yes, so basically you're burning it, and the negative will still apply, but you'll basically reduce the damage of it. So it guarantees the roll. You get a flat 7 no matter what. You cannot fail. It rolls high enough that you definitely cannot fail. That's the nice thing about burning. You will still take a fear, but it's only 3 fear, and guess what? You already burned 3, so that doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually add anything, and it doesn't make it worse like a -4. So now, if you want to strike with Dragon, you are more than welcome to do so. You can also use Isabel and B to assist, because they are within range. You can
After she does Dragon, I want to strike as well.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and get that ready, Xander, ready to defend, and then ready to attack. So get all those clicked up. And we're going toe-to-toe. Radiah, are you striking with Dragon specifically or magic?
Let's go with, I probably can't do magic and dragon.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
So dragon.
All right. You got nice stuff. You got Sharp Claws and Fierce Dragon.
Yep.
And if you want, you can use B's sword as well to help you a little bit there.
The Sambukurai thing.
Close enough.
I'm sorry, I probably completely butchered that, but
I'm probably butchering it too.
that thing.
It's all good. All right. Unfortunately, your burn will come into play there. So you rolled well, But even with the Sends on Bakura being a plus, it's still only 1 harm. And since you know it'll just bounce off him, you would want to pick the bottom one, which is defend yourself. So you don't have to defend again. So Dragon goes to move in against Azar. Xander, get ready to defend first, and then you can go to strike. As Dragon's moving in to kind of help confuse things, and Bee's moving in with her weapon as well, surrounding him in petals. And you realize, Radia, now is not the time to strike. So you instruct a Dragon to make sure he stays on the defense, not hurt himself, and also not get yourself or your allies harmed.
Can I also face danger to prepare for attack?
You very much can, yes.
Nervous.
All right, that'll add a +3 to your shaken. So now you're burned 4 and shaken 4. The same feeling begins to fill you, Xander. Getting closer and closer to... Ow, that's not great.
Ouch. Could I burn a tag? Rise.
If you wanted to burn prior, would you want to do that instead?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Honestly,
because I've had 2 hard moves in a row, or like 3 at this point. I don't know what to do.
It's
What
okay.
happens if you burn a tag?
It's gone for the remainder of the
can't
fight.
use it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gone for the fight. It is good, but risky. Alrighty, that one there, Xander, the same would apply to you. You'd want to pick the bottom one, defend. Because if you do 1 damage, it -1 and turns to a 0. You got spellcasting, good in a brawl, the sword. Yeah, focus echo.
Wait, why did my energy-based contract not work?
Did not add for some reason. The +1 there is from energy construct. The next +1 is from your focus echo, because that's permanent, doesn't go away. It lets you focus when you're moving into strike. So those there can be used. So you have spellcasting, good in a brawl, B, and you also have your construct. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. You move into strike with a what, Xander?
More big energy sword.
All right, big energy sword. With this one, you'll choose both damage and blocking his counterattack. He'll whip out again, just trying to rip the sword out of your hands, Xander, but he's unable to do so as you flit around him. B is able to pull him to one side, you're able to pull him to the other, and you strike. He does not go down, but he's getting very, 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 very close to death. You can tell he's on the very edge, and he's getting larger and larger. The room is heating up. You guys can tell if the next blow does not take him out, let's just say everyone's going to get cooked. It's going to become an oven in here. He's screaming, but not in pain. He's enjoying this. He's thanking you for letting him out and breathing mostly fresh air as he looks over to Roxanne.
Sucker.
Can I ask Azar a question while he's giggling to himself?
Yeah, you guys are exchanging blows back and forth. What you got?
You know, it'd be a real pity if I, destroyed this thing around my neck, Azar.
That it would, Xander, that it would, but you would have done it by now.
Yeah, but if I do, you won't be able to come back.
He gives you a look as if to say, horseshit, you're not going to do it.
I'm gonna rip my necklace off my neck.
Okay, he's looking at you seriously now.
I'm gonna conjure a spell underneath it.
Okay, are you attempting to actually remove him? Are you doing the sacrifice spell?
Is this making you nervous, Azar?
Let's just say if you don't finish that incantation in a few seconds, Xander, I'll be chewing on your head in just a moment.
I don't think he's gonna do it. Can I make some
You-
chain, wrap them around his neck?
You know, my family, the Lancasters, has dealt with your fiery ass for a little bit too long. And I'll lock you in this black void of death, but I don't think you should ever come out. So, and then I'm going to finish the incantation on my necklace.
For which
So,
spell?
how about you burn in hell, mate?
All right, is this the spell to sacrifice the eye and remove Azar?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
Why are you doing that now?
He was not expecting you to wait this long to use it. His
He likes the
face
spotlight.
still says, horse shit, you're not going to do it. But as you begin to incantate Xander, he gives you a look up and say, oh, you're actually doing it, shit. Go ahead and roll me take the risk, but specifically with, let's see, in terms of tags, it'd be like focused echo, spell castings, that's what you're doing.
Can I use Eye of Azar since I'm using it on Eye of Azar?
Yes, that makes sense. Also, if you
Is
want
there
to be
anything for any of us to do to help him with this?
Yeah, can I still do the chains around the neck to hold him steady so he doesn't, swipe out?
yes, Roxanne, but pause on that for a specific reason. Also, if you want to be thematic, Xander, since you can't use the tag, you can just burn Eye of Azar when you do the roll, and it will guarantee you roll a 7. There you go. It rolls what you got. It burns the Eye of Azar, and you roll a 10. You are indeed going to succeed. We do have the negatives, but it's only -3. Alrighty. So, as this incantation's going out, suddenly Azar's body language completely changes, and he can tell you're not shitting around. You begin to cast the spell, and the room fills with your voice, Xander. He charges for you, but Isabel, being right in his ass, whips around and being substantially smaller than Azar, but still a feasible size herself. She catches both of his claws in her hands, and she begins to try to push him back, but he's looking past Isabel as if she isn't even there. And as he's grunting and shouting, he looks down. He looks down at her as if to say, when did you even get here? And as he kind of throws this mocking gesture at her, she just uppercuts the shit out of Azar right in the face. Go to hell, you fiery bastard! And he kind of cracks back, and as his neck snaps back forward, he goes, oh. And suddenly his skin like trembles. It just like all of his body begins to just like gyrate. His wings begin to shake. All of him just with a fury begins to vibrate. He smashes Isabel. She goes flying, crashing through the hole.
You don't look so good, Azar.
Crashing through that hole that was made prior. And the darkness begins to dissipate, Roxanne. Now, Xander, you know the spell takes a few seconds, a few minutes to actually culminate and completely finish. But yes, his body just begins to tear away. And Xander, you can feel that the incredible, almost unending power of the Eye of Azar, the force that you had access to, is slowly leaving you. But of course, you still have your innate magical abilities that you can gain access to whenever you need. So you still are Xander. You aren't pulling from this malevolent artifact, but you can very much still do your magics and such. And as he's moving forward, he goes to strike out at you, Xander, but Isabel slowed him enough that he does not reach you, and his whole body locks up for a moment as he just kind of freezes in the air, and then shakes himself out of it, having completely missed the blow against you, Xander. Thanks to Isabel, she will also be out of the fight, very similar to George. You can see her floating in the background, as suddenly this black orb that held us away dissipates. And Roxanne, you were asking to hold him down. Xander, having done this, that fear effect is now gone. Throw it out the window. You no longer have to roll that every single time you do something. Y'all can just flat roll against Azar now. As he's slowly dissipating and falling apart. Roxanne, whatever you want to do, throw it out there. And then each of you, please think of a fancy way to attack Azar. And prep those tags, please.
This would be change the game, right? Since I'm trying to hold him down.
Indeed, Roxanne. So Roxanne?
Are we doing go toe-to-toe?
No. So Roxanne, roll me... Shit. Roxanne, roll me change the game. That's unfortunate. We'll deal with it in a second. Moira, Radaya, Xander, and now also Roxanne, I want you to roll me hit it with all you've got.
Oof.
With tags, of course. Which tags would you use there, Moira?
Are we counting the change the game roll?
Oh, that was Roxanne. Oh no. Wait, do you have any? Oh no. How would you be attacking him, Roxanne?
I'm just holding him down, right?
So you rolled change the game. That's gonna fail, and then you're rolling here with all you got, but you rolled with no tags.
Yeah, because I would use those same tags.
Oh, you don't have any backup tags?
Ooh.
I wasn't able to.
My conjuration tags are.
Wait. Can I help?
No,
Can somebody help?
No, you're attacking.
If you see Roxanne prepping this, what would you do to help her, Moira?
Let's think here. I didn't think here.
All good. And then Radaya and Xander, go ahead and roll hit with all you got as well, with appropriate tags, whatever magic attack, dragon attack, any of those. You're more than welcome to use them. Moira, you're rolling change the game. When, of course, you decide how you're helping Roxanne. You can burn a tag if you want, Moira. It's an automatic success.
Yeah, can I burn a self-fulfilling prophecy?
And then with the negative that you have, I'll balance it out. A +1 for Roxanne.
Can I? Maybe I should have burned a tag instead.
No, you're good. You're good. You get your +1 there. You're doing fine. It's very wordy, but you can choose one of those, Roxanne. By the way, the negative I hit you with for failing change the game, I'm going to say flames lash out at you as the room heats up, and I'm going to increase your burn to 3 to a burn 4.
Do we still hit with all you've got after this, though?
Moira, whatever Roxanne is thinking of, you're comboing with Roxanne.
Okay.
The two of you are attacking together. Basically, Xander, roll your hit with all you got. Radaya, roll hit with all you got. And then Roxanne...
I'm going to parkour up his body, and I'm going to try to drive my sword into his heart.
Hell yeah.
I really just like it to be the power of friendship. As in me helping Roxanne. Jeez.
All right. Let's see. Radaya, you can technically use a B to help you. She's still up.
Ah, okay.
Alrighty, Roxanne, how are you attacking? What's this look like?
Shadowy chains come out of the ground and just try to strangle him.
All right, Moira, how are you helping Roxanne do this?
Can I add ambiance?
Perfect. Radaya, what's your spell look like?
Changing my fire breath into ice breath.
Ooh, spicy. All right, with your powers combined, Isabel and George are out of the fight, but B is still indeed able to fight alongside you all. You all charge Azar all at once. And for a moment, he is completely defenseless, nor do you have to roll to defend against whatever the hell it is he's doing. We move in, and while he's still a very tanky defensive bastard, each of you striking in tandem together as such, regardless of the damage we have taken, you're all able to finally land a finishing blow on Azar. Roxanne holding him down with your chains. Moira, I would say wings sprout from these chains and hold Azar down further as they kind of slap him in the face and hold his arms down. He's unable to get a grip because they're constantly flapping, and he's seeing illusionary wings and trying to grab at those as well and missing. He's trying to whip and slash, but the chains are holding him down too much as these chains are suddenly covered in ice and flame as the dragon flies around him, and all these cherry blossoms begin to spin around Azar, cutting his flesh and ripping at him as Xander's running up his back. B is distracting him by the front, slicing at him and slicing at him. He goes to strike down at her, and she slices upward, removing his right arm as he howls in pain and pleasure, and he looks down at her and says, "Thank you," and he goes to crush B. And as he's punching downward, Xander, your blade moves at the same speed. She dodges off to the side as your sword enters his heart. He howls again after grabbing onto the blade, but the magics you've infused to it burn through his fingers. They are sliced clean. There is no blood as he is burning away. You vault off him, Xander. Azar tries to take a few steps back, but he cannot, as he's held by ice and chains, as he looks to your group and looks towards you, Xander, with an infinite amount of hate in his eyes and contempt for your kind. With a smile ever present on his face, he begins to turn to ash and fade away. Do you have any parting words for this demon?
My family has dealt with you long enough, and I'm here to put an end to this cycle of rubbish and hellfire. Goodbye, Azar. So long.
As he's fading,
In hell.
he spits. Fine, so be it. It was fun while it lasted. And with that, Azar is no more.
I would like to scatter his essence to every corner of Limbo so it can never be seen from again.
Excellent. His body is removed in that place. All the portals begin to close. Your group returns to this place from whence you came. And while there is fire and ash and burning, we do indeed see our compatriots from another time, along with some other people you definitely don't recognize. And they're doing their best to help people away. That building did indeed collapse, but that was the last thing that happened. Were they able to get the folk away in time? Honestly, it's hard to say. But Marvin, James, Andre, they're all here doing their absolute best to put a stop to this, essentially. And you all arrive back in the city.
So how's the city looking?
Ooh. Burning. Not great. But it has ceased. Azar is no more. The demons are no more. The portals have closed. Everything seems to have calmed.
Oh, God. I did nothing that entire fight, but proud of you guys. Nicely done.
I think I need a vacation.
Who's gonna run
I second that.
And with
How
that,
about it? Team vacay?
everyone you run into throughout this campaign gives you guys a look as if to say, not sure I understand what's going on, but we're here to help. And you guys can, of course, take the rest of the night off if you wish. George?
Well, I can't rest because I'm assuming people are dying still, or no?
Marvin, James, Andre, and a few other people you do not recognize moved in, and they seem to have it taken care of.
Then yes, I will rest.
Isabel and James will also receive some rest. They weren't doing so well. As you
And I
head
throw
off,
some potions to go
Wait,
home
can
with.
I? How's George doing?
George is basically knocked out, but as you guys leave this little portal, he's laying on the floor and he kind of wakes up. And upon seeing you all in the flames, he kind of, gets into a combat stance and ready to kick some ass.
A little late there, but
I pat him on the shoulder.
I send him back down with a potion.
I'm like, thanks for that save there.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I assume it's all done?
Well, it's yep.
Right. Well, that kicked the shit out of me. So before I pass out, I'm gonna head back to my place. He looks over to Isabel, and she lets him know that she has his nephew, and the two of them kind of go off together after he hits her in the arm, and she kind of laughs, sort of expecting that. B is still standing, so she walks over to your group, congratulating you all. Looks over to Roxanne. So, it seems our work is never done. As she looks around the burning city.
big sigh. Nope.
I'll help here for a while, but if you need me, you're always more than welcome to reach out.
I got your number.
She nods that and goes to the others to assist with putting things out. And if the four of you would like to speak to anybody here or do anything, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we can essentially move on to the next day, and I guess the long and short of it, where you all end up, what you do with your life. I guess what's the next thing on your docket? If you want to talk to any NPCs, we can do that first, or we can jump straight to that. Let me know.
I don't want to go first. I hate that.
All right, perfect. I can technically go first with the few NPCs I have. So very quickly, Mr. George, the lad, will kind of cut through everybody. He heads back, of course, with after speaking with Isabel. He'll meet up with his niece again, and the two of them will take a proper vacation this time. Sometime in the near future, George will reach out to your group, and he'll take you guys up on that drink that you promised him. Who says you can't take a back-to-back vacation? Kevin Cardwell. He is arrested, still being questioned. His allies are slowly turning on him, leaving him alone in his mess. Although he's still able to pull some strings, they're slowly being cut over time due to the damning evidence found against him, along with new pieces of evidence with witness testimonies of deals done in the dark. Or Andre, he takes some time to himself, looking into his boss's disappearance from Lending Way. Charles, the owner of said location, Lending Way, eventually actually reached out to Andre at some point in the future, letting him know the truth. What actually happened was he was threatened by a group of local enforcers, the very same you guys put away not too long ago. They threatened him and his workers. He quickly closed up shop and ran away with the money to draw the attention away from his people. He figured if he had the money, they wouldn't come after his guys, and instead they'd come after him. They plan to reopen Lending Way again in the near future. Marvin, fairly straightforward lad. After things calm down, he and his staff go back to watching the streets. This time a bit more cautious, with less focus on drop-kicking people, although this still definitely happens, and more on community outreach. James, the college student. He turns his focus purely to school after having helped your group. He's looking to become a youth counselor and change the way that we talk to kids. The event with Aaron changed his outlook on life and showed him with what seems like a small event in your life can actually lead to vast changes in others around you. Although it's definitely time-consuming and difficult, James, rather than standard outreach programs, very much wants to one-on-one speak with both the bully and the bullied. Try to figure out why things are happening, cut them off at the source, and not just pointless gabbing, effectively. It's very difficult, and you have to have incredible people skills to do it, but James thinks he can put something together. Isabel is a bit in between right now, one might say. And with this, I'll actually reach out to you, Radiah. After some time, Isabel is somewhat unsure what to do with her life. Her boss, Reginald Albright, is now dead. What he was fighting for, it wasn't all for naught, but he was controlled by an outside force. Something was harming this man that meant to do good. They didn't realize until it was too late. Maybe she was too focused on the outcome and not necessarily the methods. So at some point, Isabel might actually reach out to you, Radiah, wondering if you're interested in a business partnership.
Okay.
She might bring I don't know how fluffy your cafe looks, but she might bring someone of a goth aesthetic because incense goes pretty well with coffee and such. I don't see why not.
And I've got the herbs and the stuff to help make them.
Excellent. So with that, she has a much more positive outlook on life going forward. She'll, of course, take a break, but she shall return. Gale Highland. With your help, Gale decided to change his outlook on life and goals. Rather than fighting against the time of tide, he decides to spend every day with Eric. Though he does open the cafe from time to time, it's mostly to prolong his partner's legacy and keep an eye an ear open for new music. On that note, the sun is setting as Gale and Eric finish laughing at a tale from their past. As they found each other very late in life, there is still so much to share. Before he departs, Gale pulls up a song recommended to him by some new friends. He hits play and offers his hand to Eric, who happily takes it. They dance and hold each other close as the sun sets off in the distance. Another perfect day with the one they cherish most. And Reginald. Unfortunately, he's no longer in this world. But Roxanne, you know, with how your power works, the original Reginald Albright and Aaron Albright are dead. They have moved on. But you bore witness to this. Their shadows will reside within you forever. Although it may just be a copy of Aaron and Reginald, this father can now spend the time that he so wanted with his son. And now, I'll turn it over to you all.
I guess I'll go first, since I think mine's going to be short.
Yeah, I'll go next.
So I'm just going to keep doing the vigilante thing. You know, saving the world one not dead person at a time. I will finish school eventually. When my little brother is somewhat older, he's going to harass me into letting him join me on my adventures, and he definitely has a power, so it'll be great. And I might just meet my secret sponsor totally by accident, only because my little brother knew exactly who he was this whole time, the little brat.
Alrighty, and Moira?
So Moira is gonna put investigative journalism on pause, while she seeks out, people like her in the city, who have like been imbued with, like spirits of other beings similar to Mothman, rather than a specific skill, because she just wants to find out more about that and see if there are any other people like her and what that might mean for her as a person in this world. And she'll just stay reaching out to people like Isabel and George and all of them. But yeah, that's about what she's doing.
Excellent. Isabel will definitely join you in that avenue.
Perfect. I hit her up.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, and Xander and Radia. Which one of you wants to go first? Spotlight. Doot, 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 doot.
Well, I guess me.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding about a vacation.
You deserve
I
it.
wander off to my cottage in the woods with the dragon to gather up some herbs and spices and stuff for a new rooftop garden space I was planning on building to the cafe. I guess apparently returning from my trip, Isabel asked to do a side project with me. So yeah, some of those herbs are now being used for instant creation. I'll take a side trip and learn some new coffee tricks from Gale and share some more music for him and his partner. And yeah, business goes.
Excellent. And Mr. Xander, how about yourself?
Can I call my father real quick?
Of course.
Bring, bring.
Hello there, son.
So, some good news.
I heard.
I destroyed the Eye of Azar. I've finished what our family has started. I know you guys like to hide it, pass it down, do this whole jumping, jiving thing with Azar. But, I just thought, let's kill the guy instead of having him come back every once in a while, causing mayhem and destruction, that fun stuff.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad you were able to do here what I was unable to. It was definitely a difficult decision. But all the same, a great darkness has been removed from this world. Thank you.
I mean, I still have my powers, so, that's always a plus.
Of course, of course.
Pretty much after the phone call, I'm going to get other cases of paranormal activity, and Xander's kind of just continuing his job of going around and ridding the world of demons and evil creatures and stuff like that.
Excellent. Well, unless there is anything else anyone would like to add.
Real quick, I think I will also volunteer to watch Gale's shop for him so he can spend more time with Eric.
Perfect. Gail,
Yeah.
you would greatly
Being
appreciate
more present in the community and helping out the friends that we've made.
Perfect. If any of you would offer that up, they would all take you up on your offer. I guess Andre's less pissy now since his boss is back, so that helps as well. He didn't rip them off and rent and just leave with the money. It was for a good reason. Yes, on that note, while the city is indeed a dangerous place, we can always look out for each other. We can always watch each other's backs and be there for people we meet along the way. Though it may be dangerous, you don't have to go it alone. And with that, the curtain shall fall.